Hello, welcome once again to Mount Tabor Grand Lodge, AF and AM of Houston, Texas. I'm Grandmaster Herbert Ware. We appreciate your viewing these videos. We wish that you would subscribe so that you can be aware of new videos coming out. Tell somebody, and also give us your comments. Today we're going to talk about the mind. The mind is the true battlefield. No matter your status or stature in life, all are faced with distractions, delays, and deceptions along the way. In far too many instances, these distractions, delays, and deceptions cause people to settle for much less than what they're capable of. And the method and resources to neutralize or nullify or negate these three enemies is possessed by only a few of us. Most people live lives of quiet desperation. Most people go through life feeling there must be more to this than what I have. Who can I rely on? What can I do to make something really good happen for me and my family? I just want peace. Peace at home, peace on my job, peace in my finances. Probably the number one prayer we've heard in our life is, Lord, give me peace. Well, you know, this conversation goes on the inside, and there are two small voices sitting there entertaining these thoughts. One is a horizontal voice, dead level, and it tells us constantly, you can't, you don't have, you don't know enough. That's going to be too difficult. But then there's a vertical, perpendicular voice that says you can. You can make something happen. You're smart. You were given a talent. Develop it. Identify it, develop it, and use it to make things happen for yourself. Get uncomfortable. Seek a change. At this point, though, we have to decide to ignore the populace, ignore the popular opinion, and go against the grain, not conform to the norm. You see, the natural and the spiritual will always fight one another. That's just the way it is. It's going to happen. And the one we give more attention to is going to be the strongest of the two. So, at birth, we were given a spiritual breath from an unlimited God. But along the way, the world, the devil, and our fleshy desires have given us limitations and fears, and sometimes they come through by way of family, co-workers, and friends. But once you decide to make up your mind, once you take the step to separate yourself from the populace, from the norm, you become a force to deal with. You then become and start on your way to being that person that the devil says, oh crap, he's up. And they don't want to see you coming. You become the person that says boldly, this is my day and I am in control. You see, when we talk about the mind, we have to go to 1 Peter 5 and 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8 tells us, be sober-minded, be watchful. Lasting lessons can only be learned with a sober mind. The devil, the world, they only know our past. They don't know our future. So they're constantly taking or trying to take our mind by breaking our concentration, by presenting thoughts that causes distractions, and bringing things and people into our lives that cause confusion. May I refer you to our video from January 19th, 2018, The Enemy's Perfect Plan. We have to identify our enemy. We have to know him, call him out, and put a target on their back. The principles located in 1 Corinthians 10 and 31 says that whether you eat, drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. And this will notify our enemy that we are not to be messed with. You see, the world will not fulfill or work congruently with spiritual principles. Folks, We were designed to rule and have dominion. And yes, our surroundings are constantly trying to enslave us with our cravings and our desires of the flesh. But understand, the first law of success is the law of the mind. Every one of life's battles is first fought in our minds. The mind is intended to be our servant, not our controller. It's supposed to be our servant, not and under our control. That's why in Romans 12:2 it says, renew your mind. So the mind of us, the mind of a man, need a focus. Focus on something that will bless you, that will bless others, and that serves the greater good for the future. If we look at Philippians 2:14, it says, do all things without grumbling or disputing. So that kind of implies to me that struggles and battles are going to be here. God either allows them or ordains them, but they're there for our edification, for our building up, because the wheat is always separated from the chaff. So let me go into 5 quick success tips. Number 1, stop playing the victim. This mindset can be detrimental, and it can prevent you from taking control of your finances and your life. You can't find a job? Hey, the spiritual mindset challenges us to create one or create something for ourselves. We need to start generating passive income, building assets. Your spiritual mind says do it. You can do it. You're smart. You're creative. You're talented. So identify your God-given talents. When we look at the anvil, which is a symbol of steadfastness, a blacksmith wears out many hammers, but only uses one anvil. The anvil can stand the test of time. Well, I'm going to tell you the anvil is symbolic of God's word, in that no matter what the world throws at God's word, it always stands. The wisdom, knowledge, and instruction of God's word overcomes all. 1 Corinthians 16:13 tells us to be watchful, stand firm in faith, act like men, be strong. So this whole video is geared towards convincing you to create an anvil mind, fixed and focused. We need to start starving our distractions and feeding our focus. There's always work to be done, so I would say never, ever, ever sit and wait. You have to move. A small step is better than no step. Enough small steps and you'll find that you've walked a mile. Success number 2. Evaluate yourself honestly and identify your strong points. Be focused and work on what it takes to elevate you and your family. Purpose and direction comes through personally and individually regulating your intellect. Are you seeking information that when put in you will produce increase? Or are you spending your time on current events? A ship with its anchor dropped stays in place. The Christian faith, the Masonic order, and life are all to be lived progressively. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh, so is he. James Allen wrote a powerful little book entitled, As a Man Thinketh. He said in that book, you are today where your thoughts were or have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts will take you. Small minds talk about things. Mediocre minds talk about people. Great minds talk about ideas and progressiveness. So you should start from this day forward looking to couple yourself with or get wisdom from someone that is strong in your weakness or in your weak points. There is strength in numbers. Check the Bible. Everyone needs a Jonathan. Success tip number 3. Identify what you want the end result to be. What is your goal? and when. You should know the end before you begin. Know why you want it. Know that you should have it. You can use your cell phone for memo taking, strategy notes, and also to make sure that you don't forget what the thoughts that do come to your mind that are progressive. But remember, in all of our getting, God gives through you, not to you. So identify how the manifestation of what you want will benefit others. The ant and the bee are both noted for their order and industry, but the work of the bee is the one mentioned as a noble work, since in her labor she renders service and is therefore better fitted to symbolize the virtues taught by Masons. The labor of the bee was looked upon as a part of wisdom, and so it is that higher wisdom which looks beyond the transient individual pleasures of the present hour to the needs of the future and to the welfare of others. So that's where we should focus. Success tip number 4, grow your personal brand. What is your brand? It is you. Make your brand omnipresent, whether you're a business owner or an individual. Imagine how much financial success, how much peace you would have if your brand or your company could be everywhere all the time doing good work. 2 great examples of brands are Donald Trump and Mark Cuban. Now you might not like them, but you know who they are, and they both dominate their respective areas. Someone once said to me, you're not making money until you're making money while you sleep. Make a name for yourself. Start working on your legacy now. Success tip number 5, invest in yourself. Finally, when it comes down to personal finance, the greatest asset you and I have is ourselves. We need to constantly, continually invest in ourselves. What is in a person will always come out. The old song says, people sure act funny when they have a little money. Well, they were funny before. Just didn't have the money to let it come out. The difference in you today and 5 years from now will be the tapes, books, seminars, and wise counsel that you have sought out. So prepare yourself for when you get the money, you don't act funny. Knowing, and I want you to know that it is more difficult to change an attitude than to teach a skill. So let's start now, today. Let's make the rest of 2018 a time that you choose to invest in your personal self-development. Get out of your comfort zone. Learn something new, travel, take risks, practice your communications and your negotiation skills. There are 5 things you have to watch along the way. Watch your thoughts, Philippians 4 and 8, because they become your words. Mark 7, verses 20 through 23. Watch your words, for they become your actions. James 1 and 4. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Hebrews 10:25. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Titus 2, 7 and 8 verses. And then watch your character, and this is where you want to get to, for it becomes your destiny. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. I will maintain the position that the lodge is and remains the perfect place to perfect yourself. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it be a blessing to you. Thank you.